Per usual, I am very tired, so let's just jump right in. What am I excited about? Well, currently I am excited because we are even more rapidly approaching than last time. The film sets for my film school friends doing their capstones. I think I will be gaffer twice and DP twice, so I am very excited to get to do that. The other exciting thing is, as I continue to save up money, I have my eyes set on the Sony FX30. I do intend to make that my first camera that I purchase. I'm not 100% set. I've learned my lesson before. I need to just do research until I'm 100% confident, because it's a weird thing, right, where you don't need full frame to make a good image, but with the level of knowledge and the level of resources that I have, having a full frame camera, even if it's not an FX3 specifically, could actually be very beneficial for me rather than a Super 35 sensor. So I'm just going to keep doing research and we'll find out. What am I doing right now? Well, currently, not a lot. Kind of the same as last week. I did just start actually a new video, and I'll let Luke from like a week ago take over with that real fast. I just started recording for a new video for where I work. They have a program that is a free laundromat. It's a fairly new thing that we're doing, past 2 years maybe. I don't know, I don't keep track of time well. Very excited to be working on a video again. Just got some B-roll. Because it's kind of a sensitive thing, not everybody wants to be filmed, and it's more intimate since only a small group of people typically come. It's harder to get the sort of crowd mentality to film things where everybody just kind of blends in. So still trying to figure that out. Shooting all iPhone for this one, because people are less intimidated by an iPhone than they are a camera. A big Sony rig. So we're just doing that, and I'm working with what I got. Other than that, I think it's just doing research on the gear that I'm going to need in order to most effectively shoot the big fundraiser that's coming up for work. Speaking of what's coming up? What is in the future? What is in the future for me right now is basketball season is nearly over for the local high school that I've been doing sports videography for. We're not into tournaments yet, but we're getting close to that time. I think we've probably only got maybe 3 home games left. Honestly, I'm not certain. Yeah, not a ton left there, but I'm also getting ready to shoot the movies. That's what's coming up. The capstone films. I know that one of them is going to be like a kaiju film, and I'm very excited about that. Lucas, I'm talking about you. Oh, and I ordered some new gear. I think it was like a V-mount battery, a dummy battery for the camera that I'll be shooting with for the fundraiser. The other 2 things were a low-profile NATO rail, and then a side handle to go with that. So hopefully that's gonna make the usual rig that I rent out run a little bit smoother this time. So fingers crossed, I guess. And last but not least, the nature challenge. And I had a really bright idea for this one. I thought that I would have a shot where I open a door, the camera's behind me, I open a door in a dark room, and the light from outside pours in, and I'm sort of silhouetted, and the room is silhouetted. I thought I could do that maybe with my basement door, but it's cold as heck right now, man. It was like 8 degrees this morning. That was not happening. Instead, I stuck with the silhouette bit, but decided that I would just do it in a place where I could find a window, right? And so this went through a lot of iterations. The original plan was I would just stand in front of a window because there's a lot of very diffused light coming through the window, and it was dark enough outside that I could just lower the exposure and see everything clearly. but it started getting dark really quickly, and that started to not be an option. And I didn't like how the frame looked anyways. So instead, I actually opted for a wide angle shot. I picked a section of hallway where I knew it had a bright light next to a very dark room. And so I did a couple of things. First, I exposed to what I couldn't control, which was the window. And then I think I realized that the light in that small little entryway was just a real hot spot, and was kind of distracting. So to diffuse it, I threw a pillowcase over it and then also just moved the camera. So the darkness was working great, but it was a little bit too dark. I wasn't happy with how much grain I was getting, and I knew it just needed a little bit of a boost, but I don't have any lights that were ambient enough, and I don't have any diffusion really. I didn't have a good idea for how to fill the room without overexposing what I was trying to do. Because I probably could have brought it down in post, but I did not have very much time. I was losing daylight fast, and I wanted to be able to see out that window. So my first thought was to bring out a mirror and just shine the light that was coming in through the window up against that sort of center part of the wall. And it filled it in a little bit, but it wasn't enough to actually make that much of a difference. It would have done more if I'd caught it 15 or 30 minutes before that. So instead what I did was I got my flashlight and propped it up and shot the beam of the flashlight into the mirror and then up onto the ceiling. And that was enough to sort of create some ambient level in the room, just enough that you can kind of make out what's going on in the room, but not enough to feel like I'm blasting light into the room. I know it's not really a nature challenge, but the nature challenge is in a way intended to get me to think outside the box and run into problems. And that's exactly what this was. This was a huge problem and a time crunch. I genuinely do feel like I have a better understanding of what I would do in the future now that I've done this. I guess that's it. Enjoy what I captured, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.